Alright. Let's get things getting going. Awesome. Aldrich has already said a very helpful phrase here in chat. Mish, mish, mish. Let me go ahead and get this out here. Streaming mechanics tests. Let's get this going. Streaming mechanics tests. Wait for some folks to hop on. Get things going. While I'm doing that, I need to go ahead and configure some of my boxes anyway. Right. Hello there. Aliark. Aliark? Is that how you say your name? Aliark? That's a cool name if it is. No, I did say hi to you, Aldrich Jan. I said you were saying Mish. That was a greeting. Aliark. There we go. That's a cool name. Alright, what box am I again? 27? Need to get rid of some of these guys. Alright. Alright. There we go. You just woke up? Aldrich? Oh, you just unmuted? Well, of course. How am I gonna say hi to you if you don't have your mic unmuted? Or not your mic, but so you can hear me. Oh gosh, darn, you started a Cat 1v1 tour. Whatever. Not gonna bother ending it. Anyway, today we have pretty chill stream. We're gonna be working on a few questions that was given to me by StokesColdRainyDay. A really cool person here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and update the agenda with that. So I'll go ahead and just change what the text is here. I don't know how long this will be. Oh, that's way too long. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll go through these and I'll clean up the text so that way it's actually viewable here in a bit. But let's go ahead and get through these things. So this was a person, I have no idea who this is, but their name was StokesColdRainyDay, and they PM'd me a bunch of really cool questions on Showdown. No idea who they are, zero idea, but they are asking very intelligent, informative questions. I love it when people do that. If they're familiar with the mechanics already and they're asking questions, I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I have a guess of how they'll work, but I want to see. So it is not Aldrich Jan. You are not StokesColdRainyDay. You did not. That person did not talk like you. I guarantee it. Anyway, Oryx. So you can kind of see the agenda there. Some of it's cut off. I'll eventually fix that once we actually start checking some of these off the list. Let me go ahead and save actually. StokesColdRainyDay. Football meme? I don't. You mean like soccer? You mean like that kind of football? Remember that I'm an American, so. Okay, yeah, all right, soccer. Yeah, sorry, I don't speak non-American, so I don't know any better. You win in a rainy night in Stoke. I don't know what Stoke is. What's Stoke? Anyway, let me get some stuff ready. So I need Electrify. It's a city. America? Heck yeah. Oh, nice. My Genesect here has Electrify. Perfect. That'll work great for this test. Perfect. All right, now I need Future Sight. It'll actually work great for this test because normally Genesect resists Future Sight, and so Electrify will let us know if it's actually resisting or not. Oh look, this Neo Queen has Future Sight. It also has Moxie. Perfect. Perfect. I got a great spread of Pokemon here. All right, so we'll grab these two. And then my boxes really are screwed up with the amount of dynamic genning I do. All right, next one is Unaware. Let me go ahead and grab Unaware. And this one is actually interesting. Unaware versus body press. Oh, might need something a little bit better than that. Anyone got any, what learns unaware? Not learns, but gets unaware. How do I get Genesec? Yeah, you can transfer. Yeah, it's transfer. I think. Right? I assume it is. I don't know, it has a model. Oh yeah, Quagsire. Quagsire's got it. I'll be good. Let me find a Quag. I do like Quagsire, so that will do. There we go. Box 13. Go ahead and give this guy unaware. It's got damp right now. Damp is not nearly as impressive of an ability. Unaware, and then do I need anything with that? Unaware versus body press. So this should be fine because we're talking here about offensively. So then I just need body press with iron defense, which I should have. Oh, I've got Registeel. My legit Registeel from Players Cup. Yeah, let's try this one. That'll do. Yep, I should need to save for this. I should be able to do all my tests just straight up like this. Okay. Yeah, Quagsire has enough health, I think, to be able to take this. So let's go ahead and get into it. I think I have battle animations on. I do. Okay, I'll turn those off. Otherwise, it'll just be a waste of time. Let's go ahead and get into things. Oh, hello there, Hervault. How are you doing? Alright, let's go ahead and just kill this guy. I'm doing fine. Got out of class about an hour ago. And I decided, you know, I'm going to do some streaming today. No blast, KO the Milcery. Jam out to some Kingdom Hearts music. All right, so now I've used Future Sight, and so I'm gonna kill a turn, and then I'll just heal, I guess. All right. Okay, and now we've got Electrify here. So let's see here. This shit, it failed. What? Okay. Huh. Alright, well, it failed, and it was not very effective, so, I mean, not surprising there. This is Moxie, right? Yeah, I thought this was Moxie, which I don't think is a real ability on it, but that's fine. Okay, so if I use Electrify on it the first turn, then... Well, it might have failed because I didn't actually select any attack at all. Maybe you have to select any attack at all. Well, let me just go ahead and do this at the start of things. So I'll use Electrify. So Electrify turns any move that the person, or not the person, the Pokemon uses into an electric type attack. So now I should just be able to kill turns, and knowing that I don't have any... Actually, I guess I can... Well, I don't want to spam Future Sight, because then I'll lose my PP, so... That's fine, though. Go ahead and heal up. Okay, snore some more. Okay, so we use Electrify at the start here, so let's see it when it damages. Not very effective. So, still Psychic type. So, I'm going to kind of do a mid-ground here then. I'm going to use Future Sight. And then I'll use Snore. And I guess I'll just prep this by using this. Resisting special attack is fine. It shouldn't die from confusion either. Okay, so now I'll use Electrify, and I will side Crunch. We'll see how that works. So I'll side Electrify. I'm going to use Crunch. So I do a damaging move there. Lower my defense too. Okay, Future Sight. Okay, that did not say it was not very effective, so that means it must have been electric type. So that was an electric type Future Sight there. So was that just because I used a... I think if Electrify is successful, then it goes through. If I had to guess. We'll try again with Flatter since I've got it. Because that'll be a... Actually, no, I'll use Future Sight as well, because Future Sight will fail. Because there'll already be a Future Sight active. So that'll be okay. So I can do like this. And so this will fail. So that'll be good. So it'll actually fail the attack. So I'm wondering if that will be enough for it to count as like electric type still. Like as long is it the question is if Electrify is successful, or is it if the move is successful? I'm almost certain that it's going to be if Electrify is successful, but we'll see. Yes, I took Future Sight, neutral damage. So again, looks like it just depends on whether or not Electrify is successful. So that's good there. That should answer my question with respect to that, I think. So I'll go ahead. Let me see if Darm has anything useful. No, not really, because double Future Sight failing would be... I mean, I guess that would be a late failure. I could do Sleep Talk, which would be a little bit early of a failure, but it should be okay. I think that pretty much answers our question. So I'll go ahead and switch out to Quag and switch to Registeel. I'll do that. I'll go ahead and update the agenda. So now we've got Underwear versus Body Press. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just use... I guess Amnesia is fine. So I'll use Body Press once on Quagsire just to show the damage. Oh gosh, it killed. Okay. That's not good. I don't know if that was because it crit or not. I guess I can run the damage calc real fast. Let's see. I mean, my Registeel does have a lot of defense. Let me grab my Quagsire. This is level 60. 111 defense. Oh, this is terrible defense. This is awful. Then we got Registeel. This is 423. Which is not max, but it's near max. 196 plus. And if I'm using Body Press... Oh yeah, they just straight up locos. Okay, so I need to get a better Quagsire. No problem though. And I can grab another test as well. The Eject Pack texts I think are gonna be pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and grab... I need to grab my Quag again. My poor Quag. He was defeated in one hit last time, but he will redeem himself. Okay, we'll grab Registeel again. Even though Registeel is too powerful, we can improve this with Quag. All right. Actually, no, we can't until I go online. No, not ride my bike. Computer. Okay. All right. Now Quagsire is a little bit stronger. So the Quagsire should be doing much better now. Whoa, now it's all 100. Okay, and now let's go ahead and grab a couple of the Eject Pack ones. So one of them is Stamina and Fire Lash. So I need to grab... Does this thing have Fire Lash? It has Lunge, and I need Lunge, so that'll be good. What do you mean, wait, what? Oh, Defiant, perfect. Okay, we'll go ahead and give this thing Jetpack. Oh, it didn't just change ability for going online. That was me doing it. I'm basically changing the Pokemon sets as I go. Let's see here. We'll grab. So I got Pissimian. That'll do. No, that's a legitimate question. Yeah. Don't feel bad about that one. Do I have Fire Lash? I've got it in here, but do I have it in here? I do. Okay, and then I need a Stamina Pokemon. Stamina. Oh, right there. Perfect. I'm gonna give this Eject Pack. Okay, I'll go ahead and move these two up front just so I can see them first. I got 2 Eject Packs, so that's good. Yeah, the annoying thing about, oh shoot, animations are gonna be on for this. Rats. Oh well. I should have saved beforehand, I forgot to. Channel predictions for what the mechanic interactions will do. Do you know what are channel predictions? Or are you just saying, like, I ask you guys what you think it's going to be? Because I don't know sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to have Registeel kill Milcery first. Command is slash predictions. Let me see if I can use it. Slash predictions. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like actually, well, it looks like I can do that actually. I think that would be more fun though with more viewers. And I'm usually going to be averaging sub 20, so. I'd rather just, say it out loud. Good idea though. That's a good thought. Go ahead and what am I doing? Not that one. This one. Okay. Yeah, all right. So now I'm going to go ahead and I will heal Quag a little bit. And now we'll use Body Press. So I've given this Quagsire perfect HP and defense IP, so it should be a little bit better now. So that was 331 down to 194. 331 down to 194. That was 137 damage, which is an expected range with my Registeel's defense. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and heal my Quagsire up. And then I'm going to use Iron Defense. So what I'm curious about here is whether or not... so we know that like if you use like Swords Dance and then attack it to an Underwear Pokemon, you know, it does less damage, right? But I wonder if they thought about Body Press. And now I feel like somebody would have found it by now, but you know, it doesn't hurt to check. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to use, now that I'm +2, this Body Press should do still about the same amount of damage because of the Unaware, but we'll see. So 331 minus 201. Yep, that did 130 damage, which is again an expected range. It would have done about twice as much. So, yep. Yeah, I mean, kind of negative now, but I don't know. Sometimes Game Freak is a little. You never know. You don't want to assume anything. So I'll go ahead and just do this, and then we'll test our Eject Pack ones. So we have Unaware versus Body Press done now. That. So now I'll go ahead and I'll use Lunge, and this will lower the attack of my Pessimian. Oh, you'd think so, Nerve now, but I don't think that's how Worked in Gen 7 at least. So I'm not really too surprised. Anyway, but now I'm going to go ahead and use Lunge. So this is going to lower my Passimian's attack. But Defiant is going to raise it back up to +2. Never mind. What? Am I not Defiant? No, I'm Defiant. What? It didn't trigger Defiant at all. Does Eject Pack... So Eject Pack goes off before Defiant in that situation? Whoa, that's weird. I didn't expect that. That's also actually really, really helpful in understanding how this thing works. I thought Eject Pack was just going to be later than everything. Okay, that's a... I'm glad this, this StokesColdRainyDay fellow, had mentioned that to me, because that is not what I expected it to do. I expected it to just not work. Like I expected it to do, I expected it to, like, raise, like, Defiant would raise, and then it wouldn't switch out. That's what I expected it to do, but it didn't do that at all. It didn't even trigger Defiant. So it short-circuited Defiant. So I bet that's going to do the same thing here with Stamina then, too. So I'm going to switch into this guy. Well, no, because Defiant is reactionary. And Stamina is not reactionary to stat drops. It's just a hard one. So this should actually be another good test. So I'm going to use Spiral Lash now. So lower defense. Does Stamina increase? Okay, so Stamina does increase. So do I switch out with Eject Pack? I do still. Yeah, I thought that would happen because I lowered my stats at all. So that makes sense to me. That one I expected to behave the way it does. So I didn't expect the Defiant one to behave that way though. So Defiant and Lunge, or Defiant and Competitive are probably behaving the same way there. Let me actually check something real fast. Because let me check the Gen 7 data that I've got for how Defiant is handled. And let me see if there's anything similar to it. This is really, really cool. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll take these two off of the agenda. Okay, let's see here. So what does it use? Okay, it uses this one. Adrenaline Orb also uses it, but that's incompatible with... Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm certain, like... Well, what we're talking here is, like, you know, max Airstream plus Contrary plus Eject Pack. Do you switch out? It looks to be that Defiant and Competitive are the only two that act this way, except for Adrenaline Orb as well, so... And Adrenaline Orb obviously won't work here because it's an item. I mean, it would be interesting to see if Eject Pack has the same timing, I guess. But, yeah, nothing more I can do in this battle, so I'll go ahead and reset. Yeah, the Magician one, I'm not actually sure I'm going to do that one yet. That's going to be kind of tricky. Because that realistically should be a two-person test with Magician. So let's go ahead and internet up. Okay. What about Adrenaline Orb plus Eject Pack plus Symbiosis? What do you mean, Nerve, now? Do you mean Adrenaline Orb and then passing an Eject Pack? Or do you mean trying to use Eject Pack first? Okay, so you mean trying to use Adrenaline Orb first? We've already seen that with, like, Breaking Swipe and Citrus Berry. So, like, if you use Breaking Swipe and like knock a Pokemon in Citrus Berry range, Citrus Berry triggers, then passes Eject Pack, you've lowered your attack with Breaking Swipe, you still don't switch out. And I've got cart footage of that. But Adrenaline Orb is a little bit more interesting because I think, if I'm understanding this right, I think actually you could test this with Intimidate. And I actually would, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Adrenaline Orb triggers after, like if it's a speed interaction between it and Eject Pack. So it very well might be. So I actually will need somebody to test that with. So if anyone in chat is willing to do cart tests with me here in a bit, once I finish up all the ones I can do solo. So one of them is White Herb and Eject Pack with Topsy-Turvy. So I'll go ahead and grab a couple of these guys. So Eject Pack plus Contrary. I guess the easiest way of doing that would just be like Swords Dance. Yeah, so I'll just do that. Yeah. So if you can get your switch turned on, I would be ready at probably about. Is our level? Oh, that's all 30. Okay, that'll work. Let's see here. What box is that? 22. Okay. Yeah, if you want to get your switch ready, we can test that. I'll also get this thing Topsy-Turvy. And then I'll grab another Pokemon with Swords. Let's grab another Pokemon with Swords Dance. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll probably be about 5-10 minutes on this one. Probably more like 5, but depends on how quick I go. I'll just grab any other Pokemon with Swords Dance. Swords Dance. Where's Swords Dance? Come on, brother. Where's Swords Dance? The Dance of the Swords. Sword. I got plenty of Pokemon with Swords Dance. Okay. Okay, so I'll give these two Eject Pack. And I've already forgotten to make sure to reset the animations, so rip me there. Okay, so these both have Eject Pack now. Oh, I don't want to give that one Eject Pack. I want to give that one wider, but right. Or do I not have a wider? Nope. Well, I will in a second. Okay. Now I have a wide herb. Okay. I think that pretty much covers almost everything I need there. Thank you for the follow, Ollie Arc. Glad you're enjoying the content. Well, I'm assuming you're enjoying the content. Maybe you're not. Good, 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 good. It's kind of casual and chill, but it's fun to go through this kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll just kill a Milcery. Then I'll Swords Dance. Now, I could get unlucky here because I think I'm pretty sure I do have to switch the Eject Pack Pokemon in directly in order to get this to work. It turns upside down. That's funny. All right, this should definitely switch me out. Yeah, I was like super confident on that. But figured it wouldn't hurt to test. Okay. I don't want to go into either of these because I don't want to risk getting stat dropped. So I'll just go Aegis Lash. I'm gonna have to risk it at some point though. I should have grabbed a Follow Me Mon or something. You will need a spread move. Get rid of now. Any 100% accurate spread move that can hit both opponents would be good. What's a good example of that? Let me see. Let me think of what would be a good candidate for that. Targets. Gleam would be fine. Breaking Swipe would also be good. Either of those would be okay. Just anything that's 100% accurate. Don't want to miss. Do you have the X item that prevents from stat drops? I do, actually. That is a good point. Yeah, the one that sets mist. That is a very good point. Yeah. Yeah, and that applies for all the Pokemon in the field. Very, very, very smart. I didn't think about that. Very good point, Holy, there. That'll be great. Yeah. Like how it does your guard spec dot. That's 2 of them. So yeah, now I can go out to NK and SD. No problem. Now, I do have Mist up, and I don't remember what happens when you do this, so I'm just going to spam potions for a little bit until it wears off. But that is smart. I'd rather do this than have to redo the whole battle. I can just mash through this. I did SD once, right? Yeah, okay. Diggersby, though. Okay. My mashing is pretty good. The ZL and ZR buttons being able to be set to A is awesome. I love that feature. Okay, so now we're not in miss anymore, just so we can test this. I'm going to go ahead and Topsy-Turvy. I guess we'll just SD again. So what we're testing here to see is if Topsy-Turvy, I don't remember if it actually lowers your stats or if it just inverts them. I thought it just inverts them. Yes, reverses my stat changes. Yeah, and it doesn't switch me out. Right. Exactly. That's what I expected. Yeah, because it doesn't actually play the animation that makes you go up or down. I want to stat drop this thing again, just so I can see it. But I don't think I have anything I can stat drop myself. I guess I could wait for it to use that on Diggersby, but I don't really want to do that. Actually, I'll go ahead and I'll SD, actually, because that'll put me up to +2. Oh, yeah, Topsy-Turvy, or Defiant. Yeah. This is what I thought would happen. So if I SD here, do I switch out? No, I don't all of a sudden switch out, which makes sense to me. Okay. I'll go ahead and heal my Inkay. No, actually, I will guard spec and switch. And we'll do the same thing with White Herb. It should behave the exact same way as a Jetpack here. So now I'll go ahead and just heal K back to full. Then I'll SD. Yeah. Even with Mist Up, actually, I just realized I should be able to test this because, like, the worst case scenario is it would fail in Mist, right? In which case I can just SD twice again. So I can just do Topsy-Turvy now. So I'll save time if it actually does behave that way. But it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I'm expecting it to behave exactly like a Jetpack there. I wonder if you do Topsy-Turvy with... Oh. No. Okay, White Herb does activate. Lol. Okay. So White Herb does activate after Topsy-Turvy, but Eject Pack doesn't. So they're just different. That is Eject Pack, right? Yep. Okay, well. That's weird. I think they probably just forgot about that. If I had to guess. Yeah, I think it's just straight up different. So. Yep. Okay, well. That's about all we can do with that one. Nerve, now, are you ready to go? So does Topsy-Turvy activate Defiant? White Herb activates if stolen, right? It might. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember if I tested that or not. It could. If you're talking like, wait, I know Eject Pack doesn't. I know that for sure. But I'm not sure if it does. If White Herb does. Let me see if BLP has a reference on that, because I'm gonna guess it does. See if they have on the reference. No, White Herb is stolen before it has a chance to activate according to Ballpedia. And I would trust him on this one since it's been out for a while. I am just assuming that, but does Topsy-Turvy activate Defiant? No way. I highly doubt it. I mean, I can try. Hey, wait. Let's remember to save with this guy. Yeah, save some time since I don't see yeah. Actually, Nerd, now, if you're ready right now, we could just go ahead and go into it. Oh, I'm around line. If you are, go ahead and do this code. Oh, yes, that is true. Holy. If a Pokemon has any Lord stats, so like if you are already -2, then active. Oh, you know what? That's a good point, actually, Holy, because what you're saying is yeah, that behavior isn't that surprising then, because it's not activating on reaction, but it is activating because I am at -2. So because I am at -2, it knows that. That makes a lot of sense, actually, Holly. That is a very good point. So it's only different insofar as like White Herb's typical behavior. But yeah, I think that is a very good point. Okay, Nerve now. So for this first test, would like you to just lead Intimidate. And I will grab 2 Pokemon. A fast and a slow. Let me grab just random 2 Pokemon over here. Oh, good. This Pokemon has speed. Let me grab this one. Eggy. Okay, I will give this guy Adrenaline Orb. Eggy. Alright, I'll give this one Eject Pack. Okay. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lead these 2 in there, and then I'll swap the items, and we'll try it again. Please tell me that's the wolf video. That'd be awesome if it was. Let me open that real fast. I gotta check. Oh, no, it's Dr. Seuss on the loose. Okay. No, I think... Well, Spectral Thief definitely can't activate Eject Pack, right? Because Spectral Thief is only gaining boosts. Spectral Thief doesn't steal stat drops. So it definitely won't act. I mean, maybe Contrary Spectral Thief, but we've already seen how Contrary behaves. And no, when you do when you do steal stats, it is a like you'll actually steal it. Like, what? That activated on reaction. Huh. The Pokemon that gets thieved? Oh, yes. That would be the same. You don't actually, like, the stat drop there is not anything significant. Got some great comments today in chat, too. Both Nerve Now and Holy, you guys have both been offering really important points. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'll switch the 2 items. Does Psych activate Eject Pack? Good question. Probably no. I will check, though. That's a good thing to test. That is a good thing to test. So we'll switch these 2. I wish there was an... Can I switch items in this mode? Yeah, I think it... I don't know. Can you select items anymore? Can. Okay. So I kind of messed up there, but that's okay. Alright. Well, I mean, this is not going to be that surprising, then. Oh, darn it. So this, I mean, what this should do is we should intimidate Alakazam first and not do anything. And then it should intimidate Adrenaline Orb, and it should do something. Gotta bring at least 3 Pokemon. Otherwise, Eject Pack can't activate. I'll add the Psych activate Eject Pack, because I don't know that one. Psych. Okay. It's definitely not going to do anything. But this should activate Adrenaline Orb, like, instantly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Looks like Adrenaline Orb just activates on reaction to... Yeah, I mean, it's clearly... I mean, Jetpack is clearly not the same event timing as Adrenaline Orb. Yeah. That's pretty obvious to me. Okay. Yep. Yep. Awesome. I mean, but Eject Pack activates on Intimidate too. I mean, yeah, it's specific to Intimidate, but... Oh, no, yeah, we know that. Like, I knew Eject Pack activated late. I just was curious if it was the same timing. But it's definitely not. Adrenaline Orb and Eject Pack just have different timing then. Which makes sense to me. Possibly. But, I mean, it activated straight away. Let me try 2 Adrenaline Orb, actually. Let me try 2. I'm going to try 2 Adrenaline Orb. So let me swap this guy's Adrenaline Orb. Box 26. I feel like I tested this in the past, but... So now I'll use 2 Adrenaline Orb. And what I'll do is I'll put Exeggutor on the left-hand side. These speed stats actually aren't correct because we're not dealing with level 100 numbers, but the Alakazam is faster than the Exeggutor. I'll actually show what those speed stats are, just so we can see. So as you can see, way faster. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Eggy first. Change teams for swag. I mean, as long as you got an Intimidate Mon. Which if you got a viable VGC team, you probably have an Intimidate Mon. It's not required, but you probably do. So I'm expecting this to happen here is this go off immediately on Eggy. Yeah, okay, it's left or right. It's not speed. Which makes sense to me. Because otherwise, if it was speed-based, then it would have intimidated both. Then Alakazam would have triggered its Adrenaline Orb first, and then the Exeggutor would have. But that's not how it worked. Okay. Next nerf now. Let's go ahead and do... let's do Psych Up and Eject Pack. That should be a pretty straightforward one. What's a good way of lowering your stats quickly? I guess I can use Charm. Charm. So this shouldn't be anything. You don't have to do anything here, nerf now. Just don't lead Intimidate this time. Symbiosis plus double Adrenaline Orb. Yeah, that's a good thing to test too. I like that idea. We'll test that. So we'll do this. I want Charm. I want Psych Up. Psych Up. Psych Up. This is one of those tests that could have been done in single player, but while we're thinking about it. Okay, we'll go ahead and give this guy Eject Pack. No. Let's see here. Now we need... got Spike Up, Psych Up. I got Charm. Got Eject Pack. That's all I need there. We wanted to test the theory of that. So let's go ahead and grab Symbiosis. 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 And now let's go ahead and grab... where are my guys? There we go. Why can't I move it from there to there? Man, what's up with that? Where's my Harambe? There's my Harambe. Harambe. Okay. Yep. So nerve now, yeah, don't lead Intimidate. Don't lead Intimidate. So do not lead Intimidate. Because I'm leading with a Eject Pack. Actually what I expect to happen with your situation is Intimidate, go off, Adrenaline Orb activates, Adrenaline Orb takes the other Adrenaline Orb, and so then misses the timing on the other. So I expect the Adrenaline Orb to transfer over to Eggy, and then not do anything. If I made Cleffa faster than my... or if I had a Charm Pokemon that was faster than my Espeon here, then I would have been able to do this in one turn, but I cannot do it in one turn, so rip me. I'll do Helping Hand instead. But you guys have never seen a Helping Hand Charm before. Clap it up. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright, I should have... Alright, I'll Charm Togekiss. I'll Charm Togekiss. No, you're good, you're good. I just, I wasn't thinking about what you're gonna do to kill turns. All right, I'll Charm Togekiss. You can do that again. Doing that again is fine. Okay, now I'll Psych up the Togekiss. Heck yeah, helping him protect. That's the play. You get a super protect with that. Is definitely the play. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Alright, I'll use Psych up. So I expect this not to switch me out. I'd be really shocked if it did. Because I think we pretty well established that Eject Pack is like, it's on reaction to a stat drop, and these effects like Psych Up are not on reaction. Yep, exactly. No switch out. Even though I am in fact at -2. So, I'm gonna switch here. Not this turn narrative now, but next turn. So now, switch out one of your Pokemon for Incineroar, please. Either for Incineroar is fine, whichever you fancy. And this will let us see the interaction that Holy proposed. Oh, did you not bring Incineroar? If you didn't bring Incineroar, forfeit. Just forfeit. And then just lead Incineroar. Alright. It's okay. I told you at the start of the last battle not to lead Incineroar. I never said anything about bringing him back, so I wasn't specific enough. Sometimes I have my thoughts in my head, and I don't communicate them well. But we'll go ahead and do the same thing, basically. Pretty straightforward test. This is also technically possible in single player, but you have to skill swap Intimidate, so one of the, like, the Swirlix or whatever. That'd be annoying. So I'll just lead these two guys. I'll specifically lead AE on the right, or on the left, excuse me. So that way it activates its Adrenaline Orb first. Since we've already established that multiple Adrenaline Orbs activating is not dependent on speed. Right, so first Intimidate activates, this should trigger Adrenaline Orb. And this should trigger Symbiosis. Yep, passes the Adrenaline Orb over. And it does not activate. Yep. So that's what I expected. Because it already missed timing. It basically missed timing because once the Exeggutor had Adrenaline Orb, it didn't get intimidated after it got Adrenaline Orb again, right? So that makes sense to me. That this guy got its Adrenaline Orb and this one doesn't. So that makes sense to me. So, now we'll do the Magician one. And I also just realized, Nerve, now, that actually you didn't need to bring a spread move. Your actually doesn't matter, because I'm the one using Magician, so... So, I will just use the spread move. So this'll work. So I need to grab a Pokemon with Magician that... actually, is Klefki the only one with Magician in the game? It is. Does it learn any spread moves? It hit everybody, like Earthquake. That's what I really want to know. I don't think it does. It's got Gleam, but... I don't think it has anything that hits everybody. So I'll have to do skill swap. Yeah, I need something to hit everybody. Let me find a clef key real fast. Does this have Magician? One of these has Magician, I know. Yep, this one, okay. I'll grab anything with skill swap. So I'll just skill swap this to like an Earthquake Mon. This will make for a little bit slower testing, but it's okay. Shouldn't take too many turns. Skill swap Mon, okay. Now I'll need an Earthquake Mon. Or anything else that hits. Are there any other spread moves that are better than like Earthquake for hitting everything? I guess Brutal Swing would be probably the best one. Because that is a weak dark type move, which would have no immunities. Brutal Swing. Perfect, this guy gets Brutal Swing. Okay. So I'll skill swap this thing, Magician. This Sylveon then needs to have an item. I'll get something that can actually be taken, so like Cherry Berry will be good. Okay, so Nerve now, lead anything at all. Anything that you please. Except for Zacian, actually, because I can't steal Zacian's item for sure. Ideally, I would like you to lead something slower than Sylveon and faster than Sylveon, but you probably don't have anything. I've got 65 speed on my Sylveon. If you happen to have another team that has a Pokemon that's slower than Sylveon, that would be handy. Lando is not going to be slower than Sylveon. I'm talking something slower than Sylveon. We can still do it for this battle. For this battle, it'll be good to see an initial take on it. Yeah, I actually should be able to rule something out. $99? I mean, that's still faster than Sylveon, no matter how you look at it. The Sylveon is 65. It's a nice shiny Dragon Ball. Thunder Wave? Oh, no, you're doing sneaky stuff with your Dragon Ball. Okay, now I'll switch out again. You definitely didn't gen it? Well, it's okay if you gen it as long as you don't use it in tournament. I mean, all these Pokemon are gen, so I can't speak to that. By chance, what are the moves on your, or not moves, but the items on your Urshifu and Dragapult? Actually, paralyzing the Urshifu might be handy here. I'll go ahead and use Brutal Swing. Yeah, I've got Resort. Bolt is Sash, Urshifu is Mystic. Okay. Okay. Magician, and it stole Dragapult's Focus Sash. That seems speed interaction-y to me. That it picked Dragapult. I mean, I'd be shocked if that wasn't Dragapult. Like, if it didn't choose those two based on speed. So I guess I can rule that out now if I make my Sylveon something that's faster than Dragapult. Which I can definitely do. What's your Dragapult's speed stat? Don't forfeit. Why? Poultice max speed. Oh, we could have tested. Well, no, you can't paralyze my my Silicobra because it's a ground type. That was a good thinking, but no. Yeah, I actually expect this to not be based on like speed after modifiers. I actually expect this to be speed before modifiers. So I don't actually think the paralysis makes a difference. And I will be able to prove that in a moment. But let's go ahead and do... No, I don't think it's position-based. I don't think it's position-based. I think it is speed-based. So I just need a Pokemon faster. I think the Zeraora is this faster. I think if it was position-based, it would have stole Sylveon's item. Okay, so this Zeraora is max speed. I'm pretty sure that's faster than Dragapult. Isn't Dragapult... What's Dragapult? 140 something? Let me check that. Dragapult is 142. And Zeraora is 143. So I am faster with max speed. That'll do. Now I'll give this guy... Lumberry. Yep, let's go. So fast. This should be fine. I also have Gleam on Klefki as well, which I think actually might be helpful. Actually, I'm going to grab Knock Off. Because I might be able to do repeated testing with Klefki if we can determine that speed-based. Good, this Corpus should do for that. So let's go ahead and skill swap to Silicobra again. This time I'll use Zeraora. Okay, sleep, talk, skill swap. Ha, he missed. Okay, now I'll skill swap this to Silicobra. It's actually handy that you swap the positions of Dragapult and Urshifu as well. Right, Brutal Swing. Which does Zeraora, which is in fact fast. Brutal swing. Nope, it stole your focus dash again. Okay. So it like prioritized you, maybe? I mean, we're not... You are 213 speed, right? Okay, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to switch out Zero Aura, and I'm going to knock off the Sash. So I will switch and knock off the Sash. No, I won't, because I didn't bring the freaking Corefish. Dang it. What did it steal? It stole Sash. Can you hit this with Urshifu close combat and bring down the Sash? Okay, I hope that goes down the Sash. Good. Okay, now we can test this again. So now I'll use Brutal Swing once more. And now we will... Hopefully... So, if it is prioritizing opponents' items first, then this should take Urshifu's Mystic Water. Yeah, it took Mystic Water, so it looks like it prioritizes opponents' stuff. So it's not speed-based either, but I mean, it might be speed-based based on the opponent. Like it might prioritize. Wait a minute. Does Magician not work on allies? No? Should work on allies. Okay. So, we're going to do the same thing, but now I'll bring my Corefish this time. Actually, it would be easier nerve now if you could bring two Pokemon that don't have items. Like if you make another battle team and bring two Pokemon that don't have items. Because then I can just very quickly do that. Yes, please leave the IMS mons. So we'll do the skill swap again. And then we'll do the Zero Aura stuff. Actually, well, in this case, I don't even need Zero Aura. I'll bring it, but... So these two no longer have items, right? Okay. What is even your attacking move on Dragapult? You've got Protect, double status. Like, what attacking move is it? Oh, okay, it's a different Pult. I mean, your other one had Protect, double status, though, didn't it? I think it's Shadow Ball? Darts? Hex? Oh, Hex makes sense. Okay, now he's Real Swing. Don't Protect. That's fine. I mean, you could also side Dragon Darts. You got that. But that worked out. Yeah, I mean, it can totally take its item. It's just that it takes forever, I guess. I'm just gonna hard switch. Well, I'll leave Silcover on the field, I guess. But I'm gonna switch into Klefki. I'm gonna use Gleam. So it prioritizes taking the opponent's item. I guess that somewhat makes sense. See if there's any references to Magician that I can look at. Okay. So Magician does look to do some sort of speed sorting, but it's different than other speed sorts. I have to look at it more closely. But it's not like using the direct ones. Weird. There's some targeting stuff in here too. I'd have to look at it. I think it might actually be intentionally trying to dodge it. I'm not sure. Itemons in? Sure. But it does look like it's doing some sort of speed sort. And there's also, I think it's only doing speed with yeah, this is weird the way it's doing it. I'd have to look at this a little bit more closely. But yeah, it looks like there's some custom handling for how Magician handles its sorting stuff. It's not by default. Weird. I don't have time to go into all that, so I have no intention of trying to do that. So I'm just gonna leave that as is. That'll probably require me doing a little bit more reading on how it's behaving in Gen 7, because it looks like it's probably going to be the same behavior in Gen 8. So I'm content with this. Nerve now. I don't have any additional tests on my agenda. So that's good. StokesColdRainyDay is either watching the stream or is intuitively perceptive. But they have PM'd me on Showdown with a couple extra tests as well that are best done in single player. So I might just try that. So they said, this is what they said. They said choice item mechanics changed in Gen 8, which I'm not 100%. I mean, they did. The choice item lock glitch doesn't work anymore. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work in the same way. You can't choice lock yourself in the citrus berry anymore, like you could in Gen 7, which is really funny. So they ask, they say instead of being unable to click a different move, you can't use another move altogether. But I think it's actually false. Now I think about it, I think that's false. Because I think you can do, like, I think you can choice lock yourself into an attack and then magic bounce. If that's not correct, then that's new actually to me. But I think you can do that. So let me go ahead and just pull up. I'm just kind of going off what they're saying here. So this is going to be it. I'll just change my agenda here to be some choice item stuff. We're getting lots of cool testing this evening. Let's go ahead and flip to known moves. Let's go ahead and do... So I wanted to test Magic Bounce, because Magic Bounce is an action-based move. That is not... There we go. Magic Bounce. So if I switch in Magic Bounce... Perfect. And then I grab another Pokemon that is faster. How fast is this guy? 266. This guy's faster. Box 19. Okay. Yes. Yeah, choice in Metro during the second turn of 2 turn will fail. Because you're locked into an attack that you shouldn't be able to use. That part's normal. I'm not too surprised at that. But I'm being told here that it's almost like... It's almost as if they're saying that choice locks happen after that, but I don't think that's the case. So it has Magic Bounce as well, so I can just grab this one. So I just need to get this thing. Choice specs. I'll use this Hazelf instead of this one. Then I need to grab a slower Pokemon as well with... Then I also need to grab an Azelf with Charm, so... I'll give this one Charm. Choice specs. Okay. I need a slower Pokemon with Charm. Okay. So I'll put these two first. Yeah, is this the non-charm one or is this the charm one? This is the non-charm one. Okay. I should... Do I have a move that can... Yeah, I've got some charm on it, so I can do that. Okay. I'll make sure I use a move that doesn't normally fail. So I'll go ahead and use Charm here on myself, and then Stomping Tantrum to Mill Street. Just bounce back the Charm. So this should... Yeah, it doesn't lock it into anything. Yeah. I was like pretty sure that doesn't lock it into anything. And now if I use Charm again, I still can't choose another move. So I still have to Stomping. But it's not as if Charm's gonna fail now. It's gonna bounce back and still lower my attack. Yeah, it's a lowered attack, so. So that doesn't seem quite correct to me. So if I charm and I just switch into my Azelf here, I shouldn't even be. It does this Azelf. That'll force it to use charm, and then it shouldn't. Like that wouldn't count as actually using the move. So this Azelf has charm, so it can actually be choice locked into that attack if I wanted to. So I use False Swipe here. Can I use Snore? Yep, I can use Snore. Can I use Diamond Storm? Yep, I can use Diamond Storm. So I can use all my moves. Just fine. Like I can use Snore here. Yeah, Snore's gonna fail. But that's just gonna be a that will have consumed PP. Yeah, see it used PP. And now I'm locked into Snore, so I think you're mistaken there, Stokes, on the behavior. Because yeah, this just isn't. So instead of being able to unclick a different move, you can't use another move altogether. That's just false. Because you could do this. Now, if it's not. I don't think Dancer has changed in 7 and 8. Because there is no Dancer Pokemon in this game. So if Dancer is in the game, then it just. I mean, like the only thing that I know that's different about Dancer is if you use. If you're Dynamaxed while you have Dancer, you use the max move variation of it. So, I don't think there's anything different here than ordinary behavior. I guess I can try it with a slower charm as well, but just to see it, but so I use Charm here, then I'll use Snore. It's the same thing as what I did before, really. As I use Snore, it fails, but I'm choice locked. I'm still able to bounce Charm back, no problem. And I'm not going to Snore, so. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I think you're mistaken with that. I can test the Dancer thing too, but I don't think this is going to yield anything different. I also hate Dancer stuff. So I'll just do a little bit of testing here at Dancer. But I don't like testing. It's not usually very fruitful to test abilities that aren't in the game. Because if their behavior works, it just comes from Gen 7. And we know how it works in Gen 7. Like, I don't think they have some different handling for Dancer with max moves, for sure, but I don't think it affected choice lock. Like, the only thing, as far as I can tell, that changed. Oh, the damage calc article actually nerfed now is the thing that's out of date now. It's outdated. Parental bond being wrong is problematic though, because it's not a BP modifier; it's a damage modifier. But yeah, the article I posted is just out of date now, with new information that we've got. I haven't published the new stuff because there's so much to it. And it would take forever. And like, as I work on it, like it just makes me think like, oh, I want to update that on Showdown, or I want to update that in the Showdown damage calculator instead of just publishing it. So I probably ought to just publish it, but I don't know who I want to publish it with. I don't know if I want to do it with Smogon or with Victory Road. Did I turn that on? I am, okay. So I'll test the answer real fast, but... Okay. Let's go ahead and grab... I'll get this guy, this... So we got Dancer, for dance. Get this in tackle. Choice specs. Get 2 of these. This guy with Quiver Dance. Sorry, I'm getting my Pokemon ready. Yeah, like a good example in the article that I have Nerve now is that Technician is like, says it's temporarily chained. That's just wrong. It has to do with, when I was testing, I had the speed order wrong of stuff. So, we've got Quiver Dance here. These all have other moves they can use, so. I guess I'll grab one without Quiver Dance. So. That'll do it. Okay. So for this test, I've got my Pheromosa and 3 Dancer Razels. No Stokes. You should comment on Twitch chat so everybody can see this. No, it's not, because most of it is based on the Ultra Sun and Moon source code, so it's not public. Until I can summarize it in non-techie form. I'll grab these. So, moves performed by Dancer will lock you into the move. Assuming that didn't change or anything, but... So, like... I'm gonna go ahead and use Quiver Dance here. And then I'll use Tackle. And this should fail. This should cause the Tackle to fail. So I'll Quiver Dance, then Dancer activates, then I Quiver Dance. And now I should be locked into the attack, and then I won't be able to tackle. Right, exactly. I can't tackle because I'm not locked into there. Right, you only Stokes. You only need some Tantrum to have 1 failure to get the LDP. Anytime during the turn. So you can see there that it failed, and now if I attempt to use anything but Quiver Dance, it would stop me. But if I use, let's switch out to my Azelf here. And now I Quiver with this one. It should work because it doesn't know Quiver Dance. Oh, Rage isn't clickable in this game. Oops. So here I'll use Quiver Dance, and I should still be able to use Tackle because I don't know the move Quiver Dance. Oh, I don't. I must have misremembered it. Oops. Does that mean I'm just gonna struggle then? I should struggle. No. What? Why can't I select a move? Huh? What Okay, I didn't expect that. StokesColdRainyDay is PMing me on Showdown. And they said, Stomping Tantrum only needs 1 failure to get it double base power. And I said yes. So if you fail an attack, then you'll get double base power. I mean, the definition of what counts as failing an attack is a little bit more technical, but if you fail an attack, then you're good. Like if you used close combat, killed him on, and then you use instruct, and used it, and then close combat hit into a ghost type, that would be doubled Stomping Tantrum the next turn. So, yep, that's weird that it's Oh, duh, I mean, it allows it now, but so now if I Quiver Dance, then I switch into one of these Azels with Quiver Dance. This should choice lock it into Quiver Dance. No, I don't think it needs to be the last move. I'm pretty sure it's any move during the turn. Because I think it just sets a flag. I don't think it overwrites a flag. So now if I tried to use anything but Quiver Dance, it would not let me. Yep. Same thing here if I switch to this guy, and I switch out to this guy without Quiver Dance. That's how it's programmed on PS. I'm pretty sure it's just the... I don't think it's a flag. Or excuse me, I think it's a flag, but I don't think it ever gets overwritten. So I think like if you had like a move failure and then a move success, you'd be good. Which, to be honest, I don't know how you do. Like, how would you do that? I don't think you can do that with instruct. Because you couldn't change the conditions for it to fail. And anything beyond instruct is really not, like... I mean, Dancer is kind of using a second move, but... Yeah, this is interesting with how Quiver Dance and Diamond Sword are working. A miss counts as a fail? Yeah, I guess you could do that. And you could just miss. Yeah, that one is interesting to me, that one causes a failure. I think that is normal though. I think I recall that. Yeah, I'd have to dig into that again. Which I guess I could. Stokes asks on Showdown and says, if the previous news is a multi-target move and it misses some but hits some, that one, you will double Stomping Tantrum for that. Like, if you miss Precipice Blaze on one, you hit the other, you'll double Stomping Tantrum. That one I know for sure, because that was relevant in 19. I guess I'll test the Stomping Tantrum thing, too, but... But I guess misses would be the best way. Oh, this would be annoying to test. I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Snorlax, I think, would be okay, actually, here. 27. Oops. Oops. Did I not go online? I did not. That's why that's not working. Do you hit anything with a spread move that doesn't double Stomping Tantrum on PS? I have no idea how PS handles. I don't know if PS is correct or not. No. I mean, I'm sure that's wrong. I mean, I've got ample mechanics footage from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. That if you miss, I mean, this even preceded me. I think some random Italian discovered it. Let me pull that up. There you go. I'll send a link to this. I have no idea. I don't know if it's working on Showdown or not right now. This is before, missing just one target of a spread move isn't enough to double Stomping Tantrum. Oh, yeah, because it's with Protect. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking with Protect. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of with Protect. Yeah. Yeah, I do have that. I do have that backwards. Yeah, reading my own post. That's handy to see that again. Yeah, because it has to do with Stomping Tantrum's timing. Hello, Momogon72. Welcome to the stream. I am trying to remember my Stomping Tantrum research from, this is 3 years ago now. But I thought that. So I guess I still want to test with Instruct. You're French? Well, I don't know anything in French, so I will just say hello instead. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do to test. Battle? You want to battle? Or is Protect for other failure? No, it's not, because Protect evaluates first. It evaluates it on the target first. It is weird. It is weird. That's correct. It doesn't normally double versus Protect. But like the Protect, it's in a sooner block. In general, our checks done before move success is also a little bit outdated based on new knowledge we know from Gen 7. Because the checks done before move success don't actually work linearly. They work in event orders, which is not how PS does it. But that would be a huge overhaul. I thought PS did have it right, but I'm not 100% sure. Battle 6v6 Mogon? Alright. That'll be fine. 6v6 Smogon? Or sorry, Smognon. Smognon. There we go. What are good Pokemon in Smognon? Does anybody know? Smog. Interesting herb now. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. The Stomping Tantrum thing would be RNG based. With missing. Can anyone think of a non-RNG based one? With Instruct in particular. Because Instruct I know is, like, for sure. Like, we got Dancer and we got Magic Bounce. They're kind of weird with how they stuff works. Who are you, Holy? Yeah, but again, the problem is, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think of a way that you can do Instruct. Oh, it is Puke. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But no, immunity doesn't work because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do Instruct, have one of them be successful and have the other one fail. Missing would work. I guess Shadow Force, like attacking into semi-invulnerability would also work. Trick Iron Ball? Yeah, I'm trying to think about doing this in single player though. Trick Iron Ball might work. Let me check if Trick doubles Stomping Tantrum. I have a feeling it doesn't. but I'll check. Yeah, Trick doesn't double Stomping Tantrum. Yeah, but again, like, it's kind of a last setup. I don't feel like doing it. I didn't want to do Stomping Tantrum test today because Stomping Tantrum can go really out of... Like, Stomping Tantrum, you can just kind of go wild with it. So... Yeah, I'll go ahead and just leave that be. This is already getting kind of long for a stream. So to end it off, Holy, since you have been, or I should say Puke, since you have been so helpful in identifying a lot of these different things, pick 2 Pokemon. Any 2 Pokemon you like. Your favoritist Pokemans. If you do not have favoritist Pokemans, then I don't know what to say, but I cannot tell based on Twitch stream whether or not you are still here. So hopefully you can decide soon. Regieleki and Nihilego. Black and yellow Nihilego. Regieleki is a pretty cool Pokemon. I can get behind Regieleki. Let's go ahead and grab... If I recall correctly, don't you like Metronome as well? Puke? I thought you liked Metronome battles. Yeah, I thought you did. So we'll go ahead and close out with a little bit of a treat. Just for some fun. Do you have any, well, actually, no. We'll go ahead and just let that. Go ahead and grab our Regieleki and Nihilego here. Momogan, how did you even find this stream? Let's see here. Battle effects on. Not Route 8. You can't fly to Route 8. How do you know it's on Route 8? Network, you can find Snoms. On Route 8? I think you can find Snom there. I don't know, I'm not gonna check. Okay. Bulky Akka Tailwind Scissor. I don't know about that. I don't think it was good, actually. Alright. Now our agenda is fun. Our agenda is now fun. Alright, you guys ready for some fun? I like fun. Do you guys like fun? That is not... Did I not actually bring these? I didn't bring them! Are you kidding me? Ah. I'm so bad. Alright, 1 second. I'm sorry. How did I... Ugh. Bleh. Alright. Oh, I put them in my battle box? That makes sense. I can imagine myself screwing up that way. There we got this though. We're not gonna let the slight momentary delay affect us. All right. There we go. These perfectly legitimate Pokemon here. Just grab them real quick. Battle effects on. There we go. Alright, now with 99% less being bad. Fire over to Kirchester. Gotta battle Morimoto. And let's see what we get with Metronome. But it's with a twist. Morimoto has Cursula and Grapple Lock. Well, I have Regieleki and Nihilego. I don't know. I think I have the cooler mons. Nihilego is so big. Look at how big Nihilego is. It always just amazes me, like, the relative sizes of how they did their Dynamax models. Alright. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's true. Ooh, we got grassy terrain. A Tapu Bulu in the house. Suspicious things happened at Aliark. Alright, let's see what we get. Can't even see the finger wave. Lava Plume. Uh-oh. Oh! That crashed the game! Well. Add Lava Plume to the list of moves that can crash the game. I actually don't want to go back in. And that didn't take very long. No, we got an error message. It just took it a bit. Alright, well, I guess Lava Plume does that. Cool. That was actually kind of a quick crash, so I guess I'll go back and I'll save in front of him. Lava Plume crashes, huh? I wouldn't have expected Lava Plume. What does Lava Plume look like? Lava Plume, Sword, and Shield. Alright, let's see how does this look? What is it modeling? It would cause it to crash. I don't know. I mean, it has to do with the model. Yeah, it has to do with the model we're using, yeah. Nerdive now. But I don't know, like, what in particular. Because, like... Like, it shouldn't matter what Pokemon I use. It should crash no matter what I do. I mean, if it is... I mean, I highly doubt it's Nihilego specific. I guess I could test it. That's possible, but I mean, like, it'll scale other moves up just fine. I mean, maybe it was that, but I doubt it. I mean, to be fair, Nihilego is pretty a big boy, but only had an air hander like the Wii. Yeah, or just freaking explodes. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, that's handy. Why are you here, dog? You're here to see this. This interesting stuff. What do you think about this, dog? Yeah, you can't even see its finger waggle. Revenge. Lick. That's funny. Dig. All right, perfect. I have a chance to not hit anything now. Great. Yeah, Morimoto actually kind of sucks to test against because the Grap Lock can use Protect, and it can use. Was there a big mode? How dog? You think something as simple as Dynamax is gonna stop me? Right, Hydro Pump. All right. Oh, I quick slow dodged. Yeah, this is why testing sucks because the freaking Grap Lock can use Dig and it can. And it dodges. It's so annoying. I did 1,000,000 damage. Hello? Aw, and it has disabled. So see, look, I mean, this guy, he just doesn't want me to have any fun. All right? Brick. Don't hit the cursor. Good. No, I didn't die. Dang it. Let's see if I get. Oh, that's a good example of animation stuff. Alright, dig, there we go. Am I disable it over yet? Oh no, don't die. Okay. Yeah, what's wrong with this? By the way, this is all possible on the VGC ladder. Oh, good. They full restored instead of doing something annoying. All right, let's do that roll. Work up. Cool. Oh, I forgot to heal it. No! I'm pretty sure if you revive it, it doesn't come back. Yeah, rip. I wasn't paying that much attention. My metronome is still disabled, bro. You know what? Screw you, Origin Pulse. Get mish, kiddo! Alright, die. I want to just switch Reggie like again without having to spend a turn. No! Eject Lash, please. I guess my metronome is no longer disabled. Oh, I am still Dynamax. Nice. Okay, good. U-turn. Bye, Felicia. I'm still surprised that that Lava Plume crashed the game. I almost kind of want to try it in singles and see if it crashes there. All right, come on, good RNG. Fly. Whoop. Dragon Claw. Maybe it doesn't even have any claws. Yay! Curse those down. These Pokemon are annoying too, because I think the Stunner knows Wide Guard. It also boosts their power with stuff. Yeah, see, I don't think I did anything to do. Oh, Dark Slaying! This is a good one. Let's see if it hits something. Good. Oh, it didn't come out very well. Darkest Lariat's animation isn't great. Yeah, that's possible, Holy, but I don't think so. I think it's, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and just reset, and I want to do just Lava Plume by itself. Because I don't think it had anything to do with the other Dynamax Pokemon. Or the size of it. So I'll just grab Joltik, because Joltik is small. Yeah, actually, I think Toxel is also a small one that I could use. Let me go ahead and grab... it's not. Toxel. I don't think so. I think if I attack right now, guys, I think I'm just gonna lose. I take a small Pokemon and I only have one pre-Dynamaxed one. Now I'll use Lava Plume, and I should just crash again. It was something to do with that. No way. No way. Okay. Well, was it just Nihilego, or was it because there are two pre-Dynamax Pokemon? Maybe. I'll just attack with Metronome until I die. Actually, I don't feel like doing that. That's kind of a waste of time. So I'm gonna do my same Toxel again. I could have, yes. I could have just Dynamaxed my partner, you're right. I forgot I could do that. All right. Okay. So now this will be Toxel with Lava Plume. Yeah, I'll just do Joltik. These not being at high level actually kind of worries me a little bit. Why isn't Joltik pre-Dynamaxed? Whatever, I can just max, I guess, normally. Yeah, I crashed again. So, I think it's with multiple Dynamax models. Because we saw it working with a Dynamax model and without a Dynamax model. Or we saw it working without 2 Dynamax models. I think it's trying to do the Lava Plume on its ally, and that's what's screwing up on. Alright. Well, with Lava Plume thing chased out of the way. Let's go back. Let's do I need some new Pokemon. Alright, guys, give me some new Pokemon. Some fresh stuff, please. Scizor? I can do Scizor. Scizor will do. Anyone else got any other Pokemon? If not, I'll just do Ranpoke. Yeah, see, Holy, I feel like there's not. Because you can do this with Magic Bounce. You can cause Pokemon to do this. Magmortar? Alright, come on, get... Magmortar? Stoutland? Is that in the game? If Stoutland's not in the game, I don't want to do it. Stoutland is in the game? Yep, it is. Okay. Another Pokemon. One more. One more, guys. Come on. If you can't decide, I'm going to do Ranpoke. Ranpoke it is. Excadrill. Excadrill's lame. Haxorus, lame. Kind of lame. Sandshrew. Sandshrew's cool. Dynamax. Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure if you pre-Dynamax Dynamax, nothing good happens. I haven't tried it, and I don't want... Well, you can't... I already don't know what happens with Eternatus just crashes for me when I do it normally. So we'll just do these guys. Your old Pukimuku? How ironic. Alright. Alright, so Lava Plume, we can get a crash with Lava Plume. Excellent. Ooh, that looks cool. Screw you. Alright, what's the sound gonna roll? Drill Peck. I'd have to mess around with it. Anubis actually has the details public already for how to do it with Dynamax, but I don't want to bother messing with it. I mean, in one sense, Dynamax is like the paradigmatic pre-Dynamax Pokemon. Because you don't even have to get any of this setup. Struggle Bug, there we go. Aromatic mist. Or aromatic mist. Yeah, you can't use the Dynamax. Fusion Fire. Ooh, this would be cool. Yeah, not that cool. No, it's not that bad, thankfully. Probably because it's a form change. Sizzler's Metronome was disabled. I like darn near killed my Stoutland already. Magmar is so small! Dead dog. Dog you have painted. I got the Cursor, I just stayed in. Game Freak Morimoto. Expert Battler. We'll go Sandshrew next. Why not? Sandshrew is bigger than Magmortar. Cannot believe this. Ha! Ah, you get to zoom in on Magmortar when it does it. That's funny. Oh, nice. Hydro Cannon. Yeah, Joltik does the same thing to her now. Stunter is dead. Idiocolock. Sandshrew. Don't hit the Grant Block, hit the other one. Ooh, Earthquake, nice. Huh. That crashed too. I bet for the same reason a Lava Plume crashed. I wonder if that's generalizable. Is it just that any spread move does this? Your Uber Eats driver is completing her second order ever? What'd you order? Foe. There you go. Yeah, pure Hackmons doubles. Yeah, that tier that definitely exists. All right. Yeah, it probably is every spread move. I don't think I've seen spread moves up till this point, so. I grabbed a couple more. So I've got Surf. So I'll try Surf with and without an extra partner, so my Sock is pre-Dynamaxed and my Sharpedo is pre-Dynamaxed. You can't... Actually, you can side target now that I think about it. But most side target moves, remember, well, actually, I mean, in fairness, they might behave differently. But normally, most side target moves don't actually play an animation anyway. Yeah, Nerve now, that's the same thing. If someone can get me a move that would do that, I can test. Yeah, it works. Yeah, I don't know what one of them would work. And it'd have to be something that doesn't normally work on a Dynamax Mon as well. Because, like, Helping Hand obviously works. And also keep in mind that when you use an attack on a Dynamax Mon, well, actually I don't know about Destruct. Now that you mentioned it, actually. Which one of my guys is Sock is probably faster. Yeah. Low sweep. Yep. Crash. Yep. Pretty standard here. By the way, you can home menu out of this. Watch what happens. Eventually it'll crash out here. Yep. It's funny. Yeah, so it had to be like an attack that normally... I don't know if we could... Can you search with that on MS? Does it let you search for that flag? I don't know if you can. Pollen Puff? No. Well. Yeah, I don't think Pollen... Does Pollen Puff play an animation on Dynamax Mons? Because, right, what we're asking, basically, is playing an animation. Yeah, it's not... It's animates against ally, I think. Animates... Or ally anim. Ally anim. Let me check. Okay. Alright. After you, Baby Doll Eyes, Beat Up. Oh, Beat Up. Beat Up would work. Beat Up. Grassy Glide has it. What? Grassy Glide has it for some reason. No way. That's gotta be a bug. I don't believe that. No way. I could actually check the file. Right now I'm just checking for PS. That's gotta be mistaken. Yeah, there's no way Grousey Glide just animates on your ally. Like, randomly. Like, cause when you use Grassy Glide into a just grab my Rillaboom here and then just turn one, I'll do that. See if it actually does animate. There's no way it does. That would be so like why? why would you do that instead of just the generic hit? Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't animate. Okay, that's just a mistake then. I was gonna say, like, you're wild. Yeah, so I'll just fix that after the stream on PS. Alright, so now I'll have Shelgon use Beat Up on this guy. I'll show Grassy Glide as well. Like, this is not gonna animate. Yeah. Obviously not. Dang it. Now I can't switch. No! Let me out. Let me out. I mean, it's hitting it. You can see that it's damaging the Rillaboom, and it's playing the animation too. It's just really small. Yep, just a regular hit. That is what I'm trying next. I had to wait. I had to kill the grapple lock though, so I could switch out because it had Octo Lock to me. Alright. I'm assuming what it's gonna do is just like just play the generic animation. Because I mean, you know, there's the generic animations on this stuff. No, I can't quite tell what's happening, but. Yeah, it didn't seem that unusual. Is that playing the normal animation? I'm not so sure. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. We could go at this forever with pre-Dynamax stuff. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end the stream here. That's been 2.5 hours. I still need to eat tonight. It was playing above Sharpedo's head. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I must have missed it. Anyway, so if it did do that, then that rules out the theory that it's anything involving targeting a Dynamax mon, because that's not true. Anyway, okay, that should be all. So I'm gonna head out. Thank you for popping in. It was a fun stream.